Coke and every big corporation in America gets a big benefit because of the tax law that was passed. You've talked about $22 billion overseas that Coke could tap if the president passed, if Congress and the president passed this tax reform. It happened. What has the net result been for Coca-Cola so far?
Well, we're still working through a lot of the numbers. I'm not sure we benefit on the top line number as much as some of the more domestically focused companies, because our tax rate last year was 24% on average, so there's not as big a gap as some of the more domestic companies. We got a lot of cash overseas, so to speak. Almost half of it is actually invested in other operations overseas. So we're working through the numbers on what to do with it all. It's not that we were short of capital to invest, but we're working through the details.
Because in November you said, quote, it's not a short-term change. It's not like there's a big box of money out there that suddenly comes back and is reinvested in 2018.
For us.
For you. You saw what Apple did, bringing, $200 billion back and announcing in tandem with it thousands of jobs being created. What do you see Coke doing? Let's just start with on the job front. Do you think that this tax reform will allow Coke to create more jobs in America?
So what I've talked about is how this will create jobs from our point of view is if this reform lifts the economic growth rate, it will indirectly create extra demand for us. Why that way rather than some of the other companies? Because virtually everything we make is local. Virtually everything that's sold in the U.S. is made in the U.S. Virtually everything that's sold in France is made in France. Everything that's sold
you have $22 billion overseas.
But we weren't short of money. So
it
was a technicality, and that's why I think it needed the territorial system reform. There's a slight reduction in the tax rate. We're still working through how to think about allocating that between investments and the shareholders. But we've been investing all the way through. So we will continue to create jobs in the U.S. and elsewhere because it's fundamentally a local business.
But you're not saying this will make us create thousands of new jobs?
It's not like we moved all these jobs to another country and now we're going to move them back again. The jobs were always here. Great blue-collar jobs in the Coke system, and they're still here, and they're going to be here.
What about wages, wage increases? We've seen some wage increase announcements from some big corporations. We've seen some bonuses from big corporations. What does it mean for you guys in terms of wages?
We're in the mix of deciding what to do, taking it all forward.